attributed social media to radicalizing.
So Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying?
No, I don't love censorship.
Then why are you asking?
I believe in moderation, but I don't believe in
censorship. Moderation is a propaganda word for censorship.
The interview, which grew testy at times, also touched on transgender rights.
You have been deeply outspoken about the issue of trans rights. You posted trans rights. You posted that pronouns in bio mean the woke mind virus ate your brain. Do you know what the term woke actually means?
It's come to mean a lot of things.
But what originally it was meant to mean. It's just being aware of inequities in society and being aware of facts and history.
Yeah, I think it's come to be. I think being aware of inequities in society is fine, of course, but
in the realm of free speech and censorship, the conversation between Elon Musk and Don Lemon presents a fascinating microcosm of the larger debate consuming social discourse. On one hand, we have Musk, a staunch critic of excessive control over dialogue, and on the other, Lemon, a media figure intertwined with the curation of information. What Musk touches upon is a raw nerve in today's society, the fine line between moderation and censorship. Moderation, in its purest form, is meant to keep discourse respectful and on topic, yet the term has been hijacked at times to serve as a vehicle for censorship under the guise of protecting sensibilities. Musk's critique of wokism as a divisive force brings to light the complexities of a society striving for inclusivity while battling the unintended consequences of labeling and segregating by identity characteristics. The commentary on Lemon's character, accentuated by reports of extravagant contract demands, is intriguing, yet somewhat irrelevant to the core issue of speech and censorship. What is more pertinent is the influence figures like Lemon have on public discourse. The credibility and the motives of those who hold the reins of information delivery are paramount. If reports of Lemon seeking substantial benefits from platforms he covers or influences are true, it invites skepticism on impartiality and raises questions about the intersection of media and personal gains. However, the crux of the argument goes beyond individual characters or personal propositions. It's about the underlying principles of open debate and the danger of normalizing censorship, even in its most subtle forms. While Musk's statements on wokism can be polarizing, they reflect a sentiment shared by many that there exists a threat to unbiased discourse through excessive political correctness and the affiliated shorthand dismissals of diverse opinions. In grappling with these issues, it's imperative not to blur the lines between safeguarding decorum and suppressing discourse. Terminology such as woke mind virus may stoke controversy, but it also serves as a catalyst for necessary conversations about the cost of overregulation on speech. As societal inequities deserve attention and action, combating them should not come at the expense of creating new divisions or silencing debate. Moreover, Musk's allusion to the transformational effect of the woke mind virus should serve as a reminder that ideas have the power to shape perceptions significantly for better or worse. Navigating the fine line between consciousness of societal ills and the overzealous attribution of identity politics to every discourse will be vital to preserving a society that values individual thought and collective progress.
Attributed social media to radicalizing.
So Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying?
No, I don't love censorship.
Then why are you asking?
I believe in moderation, but I don't believe in
censorship. Moderation is a propaganda word for censorship.
The interview, which grew testy at times, also touched on transgender rights.
You have been deeply outspoken about the issue of trans rights. You posted trans rights. You posted that pronouns in bio mean the woke mind virus ate your brain. Do you know what the term woke actually means?
It's come to mean a lot of things.
But what originally it was meant to mean. It's just being aware of inequities in society and being aware of facts and history.
Yeah, I think it's come to be. I think being aware of inequities in society is fine, of course, but trying to blame everything trying to make everything a race issue is, I think, divisive and corrosive to society.
First of all, I would like to get some kind of remuneration for every time someone takes my "what does woke mean" line and tries to use it on somebody else on the right. But again, I didn't mean it as a gotcha question.
This is a flesh-eating virus that embeds itself in your brain, Brianna, and turns you into Don Lemon, who I also wanted to share this reporting from the New York Post, which the Post claimed they obtained a document saying that in contract negotiations, Don Lemon had asked for a free Tesla Cybertruck, a $5 million upfront payment on top of an $8 million salary, an equity stake in X, and the right to approve any changes in X policy, again, according to the New York Post.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of immaterial. Yeah. I mean, Don Lemon's character isn't really, I think, was an issue here. I think many people have had frustrations with Don Lemon from across the political spectrum for a lot of different reasons, and I think more substantive reasons than just that he wants to get paid.
Well, let's take each of these, because I was actually bristling. I mean, again, to be clear, I think Elon Musk says he supports free speech, and it's a pretty bad look offering this show with a kind of adversarial person and then canceling it the second they say things you don't like. I think that posture is not good. I think it's fair to ask. I think it's fair to ask unfair questions. Is that a right way to phrase that? But in fact, I did not like particularly the middle question. But let's start with the Great Replacement.
The Great Replacement theory. So Elon Musk, I think, clearly tries to dodge out of supporting the Great Replacement theory. I would have liked a how do you define the Great Replacement theory question, actually, more than a how do you define woke question here, because I want to know what Elon Musk does and does not think qualifies. Now, generally speaking, it is the theory that there is either passively or actively an effort to replace the white character of the country via immigration, and that is a bad thing, and that immigration ostensibly should be limited to preserve white majority in the United States of America. And there have been comments that Elon Musk has made on Twitter that seem to support said theory. One he had to apologize for because there was an advertiser boycott. I don't know if you remember this a few months ago. Someone, not Elon Musk, had commented, Jewish communities have been pushing this exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them, saying that basically to the extent that Jewish people were mad that there wasn't more people backing them up over Israel. This was an earlier stage in the war in particular, in the conflict in particular, that they got what they deserved because they've been siding with minorities and doing woke stuff for some time, and that they basically deserve what they get now that the black and brown majorities aren't backing them up politically in this instance. And Elon Musk responded, you have said the actual truth. And there was a lot of backlash from that. There was a statement from the White House over it, and he eventually walked those statements back. But that certainly isn't the only time that he's dabbled in this idea that there is some kind of threat to white America presented by immigration. And in this interview, they talk at length about the claim that's been made by a lot of conservatives recently online that Democrats wanting to have quote unquote open borders is about them wanting to juice the census so that the census being counting people, counting bodies and not just American citizens,
which is how
means that you could. Yeah, that is how the census works.
So Don Lemon, it was kind of a non sequitur. He's not saying they're voting. He's saying this increases.
Right, and he explains that, but it doesn't make sense if you think of the fact that most of the border states that would be implicated by this and get the benefit of having more districts drawn because of a larger population are in fact red states. And to the extent